gotta get on, man. Hey.
Hey. Yeah, back me up, Matt or Zypher.
No, Matt's gonna back you up.
Yeah. Oh, fucking Lucid throwing shade at you, Sim.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh
Let's
boy.
see what we got
Hey,
going on.
Tet, where am I in the ship right now?
You guys are all convened in one of the crew quarters that aren't destroyed.
Okay. So
Yeah, any questions you got?
yeah. Just want to make sure that I don't say some dumb shit. So I've been running around the ship doing some other tasks, and eventually somebody gets hold of me, and then, or I just make my way here. Like, how do we all convene?
Well, besides what's happened in the sessions, you guys have been.
Yeah.
You guys have been in contact with each other. You've been giving some orders to some people here and there. It's assumed that you've done a lot more than what's been on screen.
Sure.
Taking care of various issues here and there. You all know of each other for the sake of what you've done over the last few hours, at the very least.
Okay.
There's been a high level of individuality with what is happening and thinking on the fly because you just haven't been there for everything, right? So it's very hectic. This is like the first time you've gotten a lot of the people together at once.
I had an idea, and if it would have worked, it might have already been in action, and that is if we could snatch the communicators from the Lurians and at least use them as walkie-talkies when we're separated on the ship. And of course, the Lurians would be able to hear what we're doing, but it may be better than no communication at all.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable if they have them. Roll 1d2. High, they had comms on them. Low, they didn't.
Okay. Hold on. 1d2. Okay. I can't do that.
What?
Backslash R.
Oh, to let you do that. Okay. I'm sorry.
Space.
I am not great with roll 20.
It's all good. Backslash R space 1d2.
Ah.
The ones you caught did not have communicators on them for whatever reason.
Okay.
In game, if you would like to acquire one, you can pay momentum for it.
Okay.
All right. So I have my backup recording going. Let me get my normal recording going. I'm going to get started here.
Ready when you are.
Okay. I'm going here. 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're live. So this is the quote-unquote quarter season finale. I'm just going to take a break for a month or two from Star Trek after this one. I'm going to read a recap to you guys. Hours have passed and still the cybernetic Borg haunt the ship. You've taken a few prisoners, 2 Lurians and a Ferengi, but their knowledge of the Borg do not include how to defeat them. Everything they've said seems true, but none of that helps you right now. You've lost crew close to you, particularly Tala, as her friend Ensign Kruger was killed by a Lurian disruptor and her mother abducted by the Borg. Commander Verma was informed Ensign Payne had been rescued, but was suffering from the effects of radiation poisoning. While Ensign Quaval and Chief Dwal are also in sickbay, although Chief Dwal is now here. Quaval for an injury, and Dwal, even though he has fought it off for the most part, looks quite pale, and streaks of silver mar his face. Your cell of Commander Verma, Ensigns Tala, Quick, Cantrell, and Chief Dwal, Crewman O'Connor, and Chikar is all your available resources to take back the ship at this point. Let me flip you over. So, Commander Verma has collected you all together in a crew quarter that is secure and that is undamaged. A lot of the crew quarters have been just annihilated by the attack. You have taken a short break. Some people are in sick bay, which is another secure part of the ship, supposedly at very least. But you're trying to assess what needs to be done next. So I'll let you guys talk amongst yourself for a bit.
Commander Verma has been all over the ship trying to assess the damage as much as possible and what he sees. Could I roll something to kind of just get a feel for how the ship looks structurally, at least so far from the section?
Yeah, you don't need to roll. You can, from what intel you've gathered from the systems, there's various hull breaches across the ship. Subspace communications is totally destroyed, you're thinking. Any commands or queries to that system, they fail. Computers are in okay shape, but every system that you've encountered on the ship has taken some damage. Engineering appears to be in the best shape, particularly now that you have warded off the Lurians from stealing warp drive components, antimatter, and such, which someone had done earlier. There's various hull breaches across the ship, particularly in crew quarters and non-essential locations for ship function, but those attacks and hull breaches appear to be, from your mind, planned, because it killed a whole lot of people as they were in their crew, in their quarters.
Okay. Has Commander Verma been in touch with anybody in engineering during this time?
The main engineering, the commander of engineering, is deceased.
Okay. And there's no sign of a tractor beam on the ship currently?
No, you do not. You're unaware, for sure, but it does not appear there's a tractor beam on the ship.
Okay. So while Commander Verma has been making his way across the ship, his initial goal was to get to the bridge, assess the situation from there, assist in any way he could. But over the past few hours, as he's been walking through the corridors and helping various crewmen with whatever tasks they were assigned, he's come to the realization that getting to the bridge, at least for now, by himself is not going to be possible. Through combat communication on board the ship, he has come to the realization that there are a few among the crewmen who seem capable and are doing their best to possible devices, a plan to at least bring all of them into a room to brainstorm the next set of steps, because at the current moment, working as individuals is not going to resolve the crisis. So when Commander Verma enters the room, before he does, he kind of takes a moment, steadies himself. This is happening again. I cannot let these people see the fear. You need to steel yourself, Verma. We cannot do the same mistakes again. No more rash actions. He shakes his head, clears the mind, and turns on the corner, enters the room. He looks around, sees most of them are ensigns and a petty officer. Inwardly, his heart sinks a bit. He was hoping to have some people with a little more experience under the belt. But one must do what one can with the resources at hand. Ensigns, petty officer, the name is Verma, Commander Verma. I've gathered you all here to discuss our final push in getting the ship free from the Borg menace. And with that, Commander Verma pauses.
And Ensign Tala's been pacing around the room, hands behind her back, slightly rubbing against the inside of her wrist. She still stands up straight, stands tall, so that air of kind of confidence about her, but the pacing indicates more of a nervousness, one that she's not displayed before. And as Commander Verma enters the room, she kind of snaps to attention, standing up straight. And she looks around the room, assessing the rest, especially assessing Petty Officer DeWall, trying to gauge his health at the moment, seeing just how long he has left, maybe, if he can actually pull through and survive this.
Ensign Quick, he's got sweat beaded on his brow. He's very young. Just to attention, Aye, Commander, and nods to him, picking up his rifle. He's been checking over his weapons, making sure the frequencies and stuff are set, and everything's cleaned and ordered and ready to go. He's been doing that with both of his weapons.
Ensign Cantrell is leaning against a wall with her arms crossed, and she looks to Commander Verma, trying to assess him. Is this someone that she can trust to give competent orders? Commander Verma, have you been able to determine the state of the warp engine? Do we have propulsion capability?
Negative. My first task was to get to the bridge, but walking around here and assisting other crewmen, I found that getting to the bridge right now would not be possible. The next task would be to get to engineering. Unfortunately, I've not been able to raise anyone in engineering so far. Do any of you have reports?
I've been able to obtain some Phase 3 rifles, and we have a couple of disruptors that may be more effective against these Borg infiltrators, although it appears that they have some ability to adapt. I'm not sure how effective our regular phasers are going to be from now on. And she'll hand out phaser, the big guns, because I think that's where they came from, right? The armory.
Correct. So you have 3 of them, and you hand them out, and DeWall takes one, and Quick already had one from earlier.
Do we know if the internal containment fields are operational?
Negative at this point. I believe maybe that is where we should head next, to engineering.
If we were able to... I'm sorry, Commander.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
If we were able to get those up, we might be able to buy ourselves some time to get the ship up and running, and then put distance between us and the threat, and then take care of the boarders that are still aboard. That's the thought that was running through my head anyway, Commander. I'd like to hear your thoughts.
That's a wise decision, Ensign Cantrell. I have not had a chance to situate myself and make an assessment of the current ground situation. It is unclear to me which sections of the ship are venting to space, which sections are Borg controlled, and which sections we can walk through safely. We also need a plan to get to the bridge eventually. There's only so much we would be able to do from either engineering, or he kind of looks around. Pretty much every crew station would have a computer that they
Yep.
could access stuff from.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Accessing ship-wide functions from here would be at the least difficult, and under these situations nearly impossible.
Ensign Quick sighs, and he looks towards any entrances that or exits around here, maybe trying to guard, and looks over to the commander. Is there any way that we can pull up some schematics, or the best possible way to get to engineering?
Yes, we should be able to pull that up from the computers in this room. All right. So Commander Verma nods his head to Ensign Quick's suggestion, heads over to the computer and brings up the ship schematics. He then proceeds to ask the computer display sections that are, what's the word I'm looking for? Unsafe for humanoids.
Define parameters. Unsafe.
Oxygen, gravity, lack of fire.
It begins to flash red in certain areas. You notice that mostly it is the crew quarters or adjoining hallways and that sort of thing. Some of the hangars, the main hangar also shows as without any oxygen and venting into space.
Okay.
But all major areas of the ship appear to be at least with breathable atmosphere.
So you said the hangars?
Yeah, the hangars are toast.
Correct. And then what else? You said
Crew quarters, adjoining areas next to the crew quarters, like hallways and things like that. Some of them.
I see. All right. So, looking at the schematics, Commander Verma would come up with the quickest way to get to engineering.
So, yeah. So engineering is the bottom of the ship here.
Uh-huh.
And you are more towards the front, where the crew on the saucer. So it's would be quite a ways to get there. You'd have to go down turbo lifts and head from the fore of the ship to the aft of the ship.
So then where are we currently now then? Can you just
Yeah, let me just kind of pick a spot. You would be right about not far from sick bay. In this area somewhere.
Here, okay.
That's a trek there.
Yeah. And then the bridge is somewhere up here, correct?
Yeah, the bridge is pretty close, actually. Yeah.
Okay.
Top of the
And
saucer.
then, correct me if I'm wrong, these would be, somewhere around here would be the torpedo tubes?
They're actually in the aft of the ship, if you look. So they're in the very back.
I see.
Torpedo launcher.
I see. Okay.
Your phaser banks are in the front.
I see. Commander Verma looks up from the computer screen. I may have been wrong. It seems the engineering is further away from where we are than the bridge. Have any of you been on the bridge recently? Do you know what the status is up there?
No one has been to the bridge since, at least none of you have been to the bridge since this all began. The torpedo launcher, there's torpedo launchers nearby too as well. There's aft and forward torpedo launchers, just FYI.
Wait, so you said... Oh, okay.
There's
okay.
two. There's two.
There's two,
one
yeah,
in the
yeah,
rear,
okay,
there's
okay.
one in the front, yeah.
Okay. And so Commander Verma looks at Ensign Quick and... Can you bring him back to the main screen again with where everybody is?
Yep. Yeah, transport.
Perfect. So Commander Verma looks at Petty Officer Duval and Ensign Quick, and looks at crewman Three. I need the three of you to head to the forward torpedo bay. Give me a situation update on the torpedo tubes. Can they be fired manually or not? Ensign Cantrell, Ensign Tala, and crewman O'Connor, you're with me. We are going to try and get to the bridge. Any questions?
That sounds like a good plan to me.
Roger that, sir.
Aye, Commander.
To be clear, Tet, can we try to access the internal containment fields from here, or do we need to be closer to like a command center?
You can try.
I mean, if I could, I'd try to block things off as much as possible, so we only have to deal with what's already there.
Yep. So your computers are partially damaged. So you could attempt. I would let you do a security.
It says reason and security task. I was reading.
Yep. So,
security and task tactical.
Okay. Sounds good. With a difficulty of 3.
Okay.
Remembering that you can buy opportunity dice with threat.
Ah, gotcha. We already have a lot of threat at the moment. I'm gonna give this a try.
Would you like me to assist you, Ensign Cantrell?
That would be fantastic, Ensign Pla.
And Ensign Jala comes over and starts kind of trying to do small repairs while Ensign Cantrell attempts to access the computer systems.
Okay. So go ahead, Tala, why don't you roll first? You'll do the same roll. Just difficulty 1. It is difficulty 3 for you as well. But you only. Yeah, go ahead.
So security and reason, yes?
Yes.
I'm just seeing if I have an applicable focus.
It would be tactical systems.
Unfortunately, no. Just.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just not good enough to help.
Okay. So my dice pool is 2d20?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I have an applicable focus, right?
Yes, you do.
Curious, so.
You should have
You have
momentum.
momentum as well.
You should not have momentum.
Oh no.
Sorry.
Because we're starting over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, from here you're just not able to get a ship-wide, control of the tactical systems.
Right.
You could do it locally, but like if somebody was, in the adjoining hallway or a Jeffers tube nearby, you might be able to do it. But For large parts of the ship, you're going to need to get to a more powerful or a specific tactical station.
Well, just for RP purposes, she'll shake her head and say, I did what I could to protect this local area, but I wasn't able to. I don't know if it's because the local system's damaged or if there's damage along the way, anyway, I just need to get to a bigger, more secure station to try to activate the internal containment fields ship-wide.
Commander Verma looks at Ensign Cantrell. Certainly, Ensign, that's good effort on your part. At least we have this area secured. And you know the status better now than anyone else on how to get the rest of the ship up and running with these containment fields from the bridge. I think we are maybe getting closer. The main thing, folks, is to keep positive. The odds may be against us right now, but we keep solving problems and we can get to go back home. With that, Commander Verma starts heading out of the room towards the bridge.
1 second. I just sent you a whisper slip.
Okay. These security cameras do appear to be functional, she says as she's moving away from the station she was working from. I just noticed as I was trying to activate those containment fields. Maybe we could make use of those.
Can you link those security cameras to your tricorder, Ensign?
Is that something that's possible?
Yep, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Please do so. We shall monitor the areas we walk into. The camera should potentially give us a heads up if there are any enemy combatants in the region.
Affirmative.
Please, can you set that up as well for any looks at Petty Officer Duval and can you set them up, can you set the same program up as well for them on their tricorders so that their way to the forward torpedo launchers is informed?
I'm on it.
Ensign Quick nods to Commander Verma and to Cantrell. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Cantrell. Well, Petty Officer Duval, we'll follow you.
Aye, sir. Yeah, with that, you can go ahead and start walking.
Yeah, DeWall heads out, and you notice he looks pretty awful. His face is super pale. He's sweaty. And now's the time. Sim, would you like to pay me a threat not to turn into a drone?
Yes, I'll give you a threat not to turn into a
Oh,
drone.
damn.
Ensign Cantrell is going to stay pretty close to Petty Officer DeWall. She's a little concerned about his alertness, considering how bad off he looks. Ensign Tla or anyone, were any of you present when Dr. Kaiser treated the infected? Has
Yes.
Officer DeWall been treated?
There's not been time to treat him.
Petty Officer Duval has not been treated for the Borg infection, unfortunately. He seems to be holding it off as well as he can.
I have a focus as a field medic. Is there anything I can do maybe to...
No, not really. He's as good as he's gonna get right now. You can try. You could try something to potentially to treat him. It is a. Let me tell you what you would need to roll. You need to roll a control plus medicine task difficulty 4.
Ensign Quick, I can at least offer assistance. I did see Petty Officer DeWall get attacked. I can point you in the right direction for where to treat, and Ensign Tella will come over and assist.
Yep. Do you...
I have emergency medicine.
I think that would be applicable. Whoever wants to be the main person, the other person can assist.
Okay. Task control.
I will assist.
Wall's just standing there kind of wide-eyed.
Ensign Cantrell's gonna stay alert while they're pausing to try to treat him.
And that's 1d20 on control.
No. Always 2d20. You can pay threat for extra dice if you want. You don't have any momentum right now.
Applicable focus.
Do you have a focus that would be...
That's my field medic.
I don't think so.
Okay. And task difficulty?
4. Yeah, you're trying to calibrate your phasers to do the same kind of thing that the doctor did, but you just are not up to the task. You have no idea what this is. You try to replicate what he had done, but it's, you set your phasers to, they have a lot of different utility these days, but you're unable to do anything as DeWall just stands there idly watching you.
If I may, sir, we can wait until we secure the ship. I think we're just needing more time.
Quick will have a worried look on his face and nod to him. And aye, sir. If you need any assistance, just let me know. I'll take point.
It's alright. I don't mind taking point, sir, if you don't. But it's up to you.
Can you walk all right?
I've been walking so far so good.
All right, sir. And Ensign Quick, he'll take his rifle up and wait for DeWall to lead the way. Kind of look over at Tala with a worried look on his face, but offer a smile.
I'll give a nod back to him, the same straight-faced look that she usually has. Good luck. Ensign Quick, Petty Officer DeWall.
Thank you, Ensign.
Ensign Cantrell shakes her head, seeing that they really weren't able to help. Before we go any further, I think you should all be... You probably know, some of you probably know Dr. Kaiser better than I do. He's obviously the only person aboard the ship who has successfully treated this condition, and the only person with the expertise and knowledge to do it again. It's absolutely imperative that he makes it off the ship so that he's able to give this information to Starfleet. But when I spoke to him about it, he adamantly refused any possibility of leaving the ship. So I just think that's something that everybody needs to be made aware of.
Ensign Cantrell, if it were possible for just Ensign Kaiser to make it off the ship, and of course, I mean, no offense by this. We are slightly in a very precarious situation. Our engines being down, us stuck here. We're having the Lurians try and take the scrap, take what is left of this ship in the wake of the Borg, as apparently they have done many times. I feel that Ensign Kaiser does not want to leave, mostly for the fact that there are many to assist on board, also due to the fact that he cannot.
Well, that wasn't the impression that I got. I mean, yeah, he wants to stay and treat people, but he seemed to have a real problem with the eventuality that, I'm just saying, if this ship is damaged in some way that it can't be recovered and we have to make another plan, Geyser needs to get off the ship. And with that, she just shrugs and starts down the hall again.
Ensign Tala will, behind Ensign Cantrell's back, raise her eyebrows slightly before going back into her plain look and following Commander Verma off towards the bridge.
So who is going towards the torpedo launcher?
Quick, petty off the wall, and one of the crewmen. I don't
Crewman
know.
shook. Yeah.
Secretary?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
How do you pronounce that name?
Shikar is what I've been calling her.
Shikar.
This is the three at the bottom are the ones who are going. Sorry.
No, Ensign
No.
Cantrell is with Commander Verma and Tala,
Okay.
with Crewman O'Connor, so that there is one Phase 3 rifle with each group.
Yeah,
At least.
Okay. Yep, gotcha. So, Quick, DeWall, and Shakar head towards the nearest torpedo launcher. What do? Your way is clear. The door into the munitions locker, if you will, is shut currently.
As petty officer, DeWall moves up to it. And then look back at the ensign. Well, sir, should we enter?
Aye, sir. Ensign Quick takes his rifle up and nods to him to go ahead and open the door.
All right. May have I standing to the side. That way, if something's in there gonna shoot at us, we are not in direct path. And he'll touch to open the door.
Shakar looks like she's about to say something as she's looking at her tricorder. And then you open the door. When you open the door, you see 3 Borg drones. The Borg drones are actually not facing you. They're walking about, not idly. They're putting small, you're not sure what they are, pieces of equipment with flashing red lights on various torpedoes that are sitting around.
Petty officer can look back at the ensign waiting for a hand signal command.
The ensign is taking cover behind the door. As you have the door open in front of you, you hear self-destruct initiated. 30 minutes. Self-destruct initiated. 30 minutes.
Ensign Quick will wave to the others if they can stay out of sight from the Borg. If they haven't seen them yet, I would prefer to do that and maybe not attack them at all.
Yeah, what you notice, actually give me an insight. Let's do like a command insight test.
Okay, task Con.
Difficulty 1.
Task, command, insight.
So that's good enough. You notice that one of their red, like, optical beam eyes, like, goes over you and the wall in the doorway, and they don't even seem like they care that you're there. They're just walking around, planting these things, walking to the next one, planting something else. They're completely ignoring you.
All right, Ensign Quick's gonna lower his weapon and lean up against the wall and look over at Petty Officer DeWall. It seems like they aren't even concerned, like we're not even affecting their mission, so perhaps maybe we should wait for them to leave and then try to disarm the bombs.
That's what you want to do, sir. Seen it before. They acted like we weren't even there once.
I'm good with that. If you guys are good with that, maybe we should just let them go about their business and clear out. Maybe call it back into Commander. Let him know the situation here, and I'll try to open comm with Commander.
You do. Verma, you hear Ensign Quick come over your comms.
Okay. Commander Verma's. That blows it. Keep an eye on them. If you believe that they are not leaving the room soon, as you can hear the klaxon overhead, we do not have much time. Do not leave the room. Attack.
Aye, sir.
We need to get those torpedoes under our control as soon as possible. It is interesting that they are in that room trying to affect it in some way. That might be good news for us if we can make these things work in our favor.
Aye, sir. If they're planning on blowing up the ship, maybe they've acquired what they want from the ship already.
Yes, that worries me, but for now, keep an eye on them.
Aye, Commander. I'll contact you as soon as there's more information.
While on his way to the bridge, Commander Verma is going to try and reach Lieutenant Rella from the USS Freedom. He taps his comm badge a couple of times.
Okay, one sec. Just want to get you guys set up correctly. So you tap your comm badge and you try to get in contact with your XO, and you hear yes, Commander.
Is the USS Freedom secure, Lieutenant Rella?
We haven't been boarded, but we took another hit from debris. It took out our warp drive. Propulsion's still online.
Lieutenant Rella, 1 minute. What's the name of the guy? The name of my engineer, the guy who was spending too much time in...
Andrew Jeffries?
Yes. Lieutenant Rella, I want you to reach out to Lieutenant Jeffries. Ask him if it is possible to use the transporter pads on the USS Freedom. We have radioactive material on the USS Freedom. Ask him if it's possible to get that transported kind of in space around the alien vessel. For now, with that, Commander Verma kind of cuts the channel.
There's a bit of a pause, and it doesn't take her long to respond. He says that it is, but the cargo's too much to do it all one time. It'll have to be several
Ask
beams.
him how many beams, Lieutenant Trella.
There's a pause. He thinks 4 for everything.
All right. Start preparing for the beams, but do not start until I give the order.
Yes, sir. Roll
Commander
out.
Verma reaches out to Ensign Quick. Ensign, by your account, how many torpedoes seem viable, at least visually, in that room?
How many? I'll peek around.
It appears to be almost a full load. So we'll say there's over 20.
Okay, sounds good. Are the Borg still placing devices on them?
They are currently.
Okay. Commander Verma nods, and keep an eye on them. I will let you know if we are past the moment where we cannot wait any longer and you will have to attack.
Aye, Commander.
Self-destruct in 27 minutes.
That Commander Verma starts double timing it to the bridge.
Okay.
As he's doing that, he looks at Ensign Cantrell and Ensign Tala. I do not know the original specifics of our mission, but we were carrying cargo for an exchange. The USS Saturn was supposed to provide overwatch. Before all of this went south, we were having some trouble with the cargo. My engineer was sick. Dr. Kaiser was able to diagnose it as gamma radiation. Means my cargo can come useful. My current plan is to try and beam it all around the cube and then potentially fire our torpedoes in that vicinity. That should disable the cube enough, if not destroy it, for us to get out of here if possible. Do you see any problems?
Ensign Cantrell's gritting. That sounds like a great idea. Is the material potentially explosive? If we aimed the torpedoes directly at it, if they were in the Borg's vicinity?
It is unknown at this time. However, Commander Verma would like to, based on what you would have come across, at least some Borg, at least visually, right?
Absolutely. You've seen Borg.
Yeah.
Correct.
So, would you want me to make a roll to kind of make the connection that while they have mechanical aspects, they're not completely mechanical? There is a biological aspect.
Yeah,
to them?
it's very clear that that's the case.
Okay.
You've noticed that a lot of these are Klingon in nature. Yeah, some are from other species. You haven't seen any human. You have seen a couple human Borg, but they are crewmen. You've seen some other aliens you don't recognize, but a lot of Klingons.
Okay. So as they're walking to the bridge, all of this is happening while bridge. He looks to Ensign Cantrell. They are not completely machine, Ensign Cantrell. They do have biologic parts to them. Even if the radioactive material does not explode, it should cause enough debris around their ship for them to have to retreat, else risk radiation poisoning themselves.
That must be some potent radiation you're carrying.
Yes, my engineer was poisoned through the shielding and its casing, whatever it was stored in. So I don't know what actually is inside those containers, but it's definitely leaking radiation. So if we can transport it in open, I think that should give us an advantage. These are all theories right now, but
Hey, sounds like a good idea to me. I like the way you think, Commander.
As long as we can get the timing right, Commander. Based on the intelligence and quickness that the Borg have overtaken the ship, they might be able to quickly adapt if we start executing this plan. But I am assuming, based on your conversation with Ensign Quick, that you have that at least in the works.
yes, that is where the wrinkle is in the problem. It would take 4 beam attempts to move that much cargo around the cube.
Are we able to... I'm not sure if anyone else is left in our transporter bay, but be able to access it from here, making it 2 instead of 4.
I wish that were possible in Sintala. That was one of the reasons why we had to take a shuttle from the Freedom to over here. We were unable to get a lock on your transporter pads. There's a lot of interference that's causing... We couldn't even beam. We had to spacewalk to get into your ship.
Crewman O'Connor turns to Commander Verma. Sir, I work on the transporter pad. It's my primary function here on the ship. I could go and attempt to repair it if you want.
Then Commander Verma looks at her. Well, of course, Crewman O'Connor. Please do that as if you can. If you could get the transporters here working, then we could speed up the process. It's all a matter of time at this point.
She takes a very deep breath and nods. Aye, sir. I'll get it done.
Crewman O'Connor, what weapon do you have on you?
She just looks down to her holster. She has this Type 1 phaser. She's an engineer
Okay.
tech, basically.
Okay. Be careful, crewman. Keep an alert eye.
Aye, I'll do my best. She looks to Talat and Cantrell and rushes off.
Good luck, O'Connor.
Self-destruct in 24 minutes.
All right.
Let us hurry then to the bridge.
Yep, we should be there. It's been 6 minutes since we left the crew quarters.
I thought I muted it, sorry.
That's fine.
Small Borg.
A Borgling.
All right. Yeah, you approach the bridge, and we're going to switch scenes again. The drones continue to place these objects on the torpedoes. They place the last object on a torpedo and stand there momentarily. They look inert almost. They're just staring at these things.
Quick's gonna look over at Dual. It seems like their orders are to stand watch and guard. I was afraid of that. Looks like we might have to take them out to take control of this place.
Alright, you say the word, I'll turn the corner and start firing.
As you're thinking about it, I'm going to spend 2 threat. You suddenly notice several of the torpedoes. Let's see, let me find a correct sound. No, one second, guys. Sorry. Yeah, I can't find it. So suddenly a couple of the torpedoes phase out as if they're being they're energizing. They just suddenly vanish, and they begin to vanish quickly, one after the other.
They're teleporting the torpedoes, sir.
Holy.
You want us to go in?
Yeah, radio that to the commander.
And the petty officer will touch his communicator. Petty officer.
Sorry.
That's a hell of a communication. It's my ringtone. Petty Officer Duval will. Commander Verma.
Yes.
Duval, Commander Verma. They are teleporting the torpedoes as we speak.
Fire at the Borg drones, kill them all, stop the torpedoes from being teleported out.
Roger that, sir. We have orders to attack. Ensign, may I suggest that we enter in the room, since they don't seem to be bothered by us, and take up 3 fighting positions.
Yeah, as you're talking about it, more and more are being transported away.
Yeah, let's do it.
So with that, the petty officer would turn the corner and take the spot closest to the door, and cover the other 2 as they would move in.
All right.
I guess the idea would be to spread.
Okay.
Yeah, Quick is gonna take cover and line up a shot and fire.
Go for it. With your attack rifle, your phaser rifle.
Yeah.
Okay. So you don't have any momentum, but you can give me threat to add an extra die.
That's all right. I'll. This is no applicable focus.
Do you have rifles? You do not.
Okay.
That is it should be task difficulty 2. I don't know why it says 1. That is a miss. So I'm going to spend some threat here.
Okay.
You miss, and your rifle hits a torpedo behind the board. I want each of you to roll 2 combat dice worth of stress damage as all this just debris comes flying up at you.
2 combat dice.
2 challenge dice. She takes 2 stress. You take 3. And Quick takes 1. So how does that look as you miss and it explodes?
Fire right past the back of the Borg, hitting the torpedo. The explosion kind of throws us to the ground.
and the wall is gonna, as the torpedo blows up and he feels it, he's gonna back up and fall over. I guess if the blast would be big enough, or if it's not, you just walk back.
Yeah, you're fine.
All right.
What are you gonna do?
The wall's immediately gonna brush off his eyes real quick and look over at the ensign and look back at the Borg, and then he's gonna take a shot at one.
Okay.
Jesus.
You also miss. This one does not smash into a torpedo, however. Your crewman takes her attack phaser and fires as well. She aims. She has an applicable focus. Oh yeah, so, okay guys, just remember you can do a minor action to aim. I'm assuming that DeWall did, since he did nothing else. So go ahead and re-roll one of your d20s. Just do a 1d20. You're looking for less than a 15.
I think that's a little less.
Do you have focus and phaser rifles?
Yes, I do.
So that generates 1 momentum. Go ahead and roll damage on that roll earlier. 6. Do you have any momentum spins you would wish to do? I'll let you decide after I do my resistance. So actually you hit him for 6.
Awesome.
So yeah, this you shoot this Borg in the back, and it just stumbles forward and collapses. And let me do my thing here.
Nice. Did the Borg take any damage from the torpedoes?
They did not.
Are they teleporting torpedoes that are already armed with explosives, or?
They're all armed for explosives currently. These are the ones ready to go, like they're next to the chutes, right? So she aims and shoots at a different one. She does have a focus. She generates 1 momentum for you guys.
Nice.
Lost damage. 5. He rolls his resistance die. So it hits the other one for 2. So it just kind of wings it. And as that happens, the scene switches back to Verma and the rest. You stand outside the bridge with an adjoining hall. This is a large intersection point. There's many hallways to this area. The doors are shut. What do you do?
Commander Verma is going to look at Ensign Cantrell. Can you please look at your security cameras?
Already on it. And she is doing so. Does she detect anything, or can she see anything on the bridge?
Yes, so on the bridge you see 3 Borg. They're moving about, interacting with various systems. There's 1 Borg interacting with the captain's chair. You actually flicker to the ready room and the hallway next to the bridge on the opposite side of the bridge. There are 6 Borg standing inert, just seem to be waiting to go somewhere. They could easily enter the bridge if left to do so. Also, Commander Verma, I would like you to roll a command insight for me. Difficulty 1.
Is there something any of my focuses would apply? Diplomacy, composure, or helm operations?
Let's see. Yeah, helm operations would, I think.
Okay.
Loosely. Let me send you a whisper real quick, Commander. Ensign, I would like you to roll Ensign Cantrell, I would like you to roll a command plus insight as well, difficulty 1. There are momentum in the pool, I believe. There's 2 momentum in the pool. That was to you, Slip.
Oh. I'm sorry, I didn't
Yep, it was
get any message.
Oh, I'm waiting for you to roll. I need you to roll a command insight.
Sorry, I
Difficulty
lost
1. No, you're
voice
fine.
for a minute.
You're fine.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and use a momentum because
Okay.
we get a better chance of getting more momentum.
That's fine.
Do I have a focus?
I
don't think
let's
so.
see. No.
Okay.
That's good enough, though. I'll whisper you as well. And I'll let you guys respond. React to that.
Oh, Commander Verma, do you see what I see here?
Yes, this is grave. That Borg near the captain's chair. If he initiated the self-destruct, and if I'm not mistaken, only a captain can initiate a self-destruct.
No, yeah, that's the old captain we're talking about, right?
Yes.
Yes, it's a female, right? It's Captain Benson, which Cantrell knows probably. It's Tala's mother.
Right, so Commander Verma probably does not.
No.
Ensign Tla.
Yes.
I have some bad news. Come here and look at this.
And Tala will hesitate for a moment before coming over. Just based on what they're saying, she's kind of preparing for the worst.
Ensign Cantrell is kind of trying to get an emotional read on Tla to make sure she's not going to flip out.
It's difficult to get an emotional read. She's not showing really anything, just mostly...
No, she doesn't have to be
hybrid.
showing.
I mean, she's a Vulcan. She just is just
Well-
blankly looking.
No, I mean, as an empath.
Oh, I gotcha. That's right.
That's not something that she advertises,
Yeah.
by the way.
From what I understand of Vulcans, especially half human, half Vulcan, there's a lot of emotion going on underneath. They just control it.
That was my understanding, too.
Yeah, it's
You're not as
very-
icy as you seem.
no, it's a lot stronger than human emotions. There's a lot of dread, a lot of turmoil going on.
Yeah, they're basically Romulans, but
Mm.
under control.
When you created the character, did you undergo Kolinar?
Nope.
Okay.
Anyway, what's your reaction, Tala.
On the outside, it's just. Oh, does she show her?
Yeah, she's showing her. I mean, she needs to know we're going in there.
On the outside, at least, it's like wide eyes, looking down at the picture, fists bunching slightly, looking down at it. Inside is just kind of a heartbreaking kind of destruction. Just looking at her mother as one of these Borg, basically. And she looks up to Ensign Cantrell. I am unsure as to what to do in this situation.
I don't think anyone would know what to do in this situation. Commander Verma, you may not be aware, but the captain of this vessel was Ensign Tala's mother.
Commander Verma, you guys will see, will kind of bow his head and take a deep breath. He will reach out and squeeze Ensign Tala's shoulder. I am sorry, Ensign. I am truly sorry.
Do you think there's any possibility that we could... I don't know. Our phasers aren't working.
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves, Ensign. We have a couple of things first. If I read these images correctly, Ted, I would like to draw on the screen if that's okay with you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So I'm assuming that this is what
Or
the
Borg
bridge
in the ready room?
Yeah, they're in a adjoining a room.
Correct. So if this is the kind of the bridge with the captain's chair, correct?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And you said that somewhere over here there are 6 Borg in
Correct.
this area,
Correct.
and then there is a ready room here with 2 Borg.
There's no other Borg. There's 3 Borg in the actual bridge area, and then the 6 adjoining. That's it.
Okay, so the ready room is fine.
Yep.
So there's somewhere like 3 Borg like this, something like that, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If I'm not mistaken, on a Galaxy class ship, one can reach the ready room without going through the bridge.
That is correct.
Okay.
Would we be able to try again with the internal containment to contain the 6 Borg in the ready room?
Yes.
No, they're over here on the other side, right?
Well, they're not in the ready room, but you could do the same thing for that room. Yes, you could try.
Right.
So Commander Verma and I kind of has a moment with Ensign Cantrell. He looks at her. Ensign, do you think that you could do your magic again on that room?
I'll do my damnedest, sir. How many momentum do we have? Any? One? Well, I'm going to use it.
Commander, Ensign Cantrell, I am wondering if I could use the EPS network to maybe either cut off power to the doors of the ready room, trying to seal them inside. I do not know if I can do it from out here, if it is possible, but maybe to edit the grid.
Yeah, you both can try to go about this in 2 ways, right? You can try to cut off power, and then she can raise a shield over it if she wants to. So you can both attempt this, yeah.
Let's do it, Ensign Tla. Pull out all the stops.
And from here, I'm going to say it's 2 difficulty.
Okay.
Can I use science for this one?
I would say it's an engineering task.
Oh, of course. Sorry. I do have a focus in electroplasma systems.
Sure. I'll give let's do reason. Yeah, you can do engineering reason, and Cantrell, you can do what is a security reason. And I believe you both have focuses.
Yep.
If you would like to take the momentum.
Okay. And this was the difficulty 2, you said?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay, so you generated 1 momentum. Complication. I'll take threat. So you're both able to perform your task. The door has no power to open, and there's also a shielding in between the door and the bridge. Actually, I'm not going to take threat. I know what I'm going to do. That complication.
Yeah, Ensign Tala, she would kind of get down on her knees there, pulling off a panel, revealing those kind of those chits, and she's pulling them out, placing them in different positions to try and disable power from the doors.
Yeah, Ensign Cantrell is working directly from the control panel over here. Any luck?
Yes, I believe that I have disabled the power. My only other idea, besides direct confrontation with the captain, I'm unsure. Most likely we are not able to from out here, but maybe with enough tenacity, if they are still biological, if we can vent the room, at least. I do not know if they can even get air in there fast enough afterwards.
We tried something similar with the Lurians. We haven't tested this on the Borg, but this is the control room. I don't know if it might be too secure. Let me check it out.
Assumed. Please.
As you guys are... Go ahead, Verma.
Commander Verma is going to combat Crewman O'Connor. Crewman, what is the status of that transporter room?
There is no reply. Spending 2 threat.
Okay.
I'm also going to glance at the tricorder again and look at the people in the command room. See,
Yep.
make sure nothing's changed.
Yeah, as you look down to the bridge, the scene switches. So we'll get back to that. And as you fire on the Borg, now they turn and face you. Go ahead and, if you would like to fire again.
I can fire again.
Yep, that was a surprise round. They didn't.
Oh, awesome. Nice. I will fire. I can take aim this time
Yes, you can.
for a minor, and then I will fire the phaser rifle. Give me some love.
Okay. All right, you could re-roll that if you wanted, but that's a hit. You can roll damage.
If it's a hit, I'll keep it. Come on, give me some love.
Yeah, you shoot and hits it and it rocks backwards, but doesn't seem to hurt it that badly.
Okay.
The wall.
What does the aim do again?
aim allows you to re-roll with these things any amount of dice with the rifles because they have accurate.
I'm gonna go ahead and let loose. And I'll go for the one that was not hit.
Okay,
We've taken one out so far.
that's right.
Nice. Come on, DeWall.
Don't rush me.
Miss.
Come on, Shakatara.
Now that's a so that generates a momentum. Go ahead and roll your damage. 7. It only does 3. So as much as you're popping these things, but their just armor is really thick and hard to break through.
Do hits generate momentum? Successful hits?
Yeah. You had well, if you're over your target, you generated 1 momentum there total. The security officer shoots at the one that Quick is shooting at, and she generates me a threat and misses. Now these things turn around and begin to come towards you. DeWall gets a very eerie feeling as he has been here before, but they seem to close in on Quick and Shakar. The one just grabs Shakar and attempts to smash her against the wall. And I will use a threat for an extra dice. That's a hit. Rolling damage. 4. She's smashed up against the wall and her eye goes a little starry. She's and tries to fight it off as it's manhandling her. The other does the same to Quick. And I will use a momentum for this as well. Definitely a hit. There's the damage. Only 2 though. So it basically clubs you across the head. What would you guys like to do? It is your turn.
I'm gonna blast him with a rifle.
Okay.
I guess I'll do an aim as well.
Hey,
Okay.
1 minute.
Yep.
1 minute. Would you allow me to interject
Yes.
out of character?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you guys who have rifles, you can choose to either aim or instead of aim,
Charge.
do a charge. And charge has
More damage.
Yeah, well, you can penetrate some of that resistance dice. Remember,
Yes.
We did that earlier with the.
Oh,
type
yes,
one.
yes. Thank you. That's what I wanted to do. How can I do that?
You just say you charge and then shoot. I think it takes off 2 resistance dice, I believe.
yes, piercing of.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for that, X. I will do that.
Total resistance. So I'm gonna roll still, but okay. So you generate 1 momentum there. 7. Okay. You'll subtract 2 from this roll. Oh my god. So 3. So it only hit it still. Now, okay.
4.
So now is at 4. You can spend momentum, okay, for extra damage.
Which I will do.
Okay. So how much? Just 1?
Yeah, we have 1 in the pool.
No, you
or-
have 3. You have 3. But you only need 1 to get to an injury, which will kill it.
Okay, yeah. I'll do that.
So how does that look? Is that you shoot it down from point blank range?
Alright, he comes charging at me, and I look over at crewman getting slammed into the wall. And as I turn back to the Borg, I catch his arm in the face, drops me down to one knee, and then I take the rifle up underneath his chin and blow part of the back of his head out.
Yep. Dewall, what do you do?
I shall charge and go ahead and fire at the one attacking my fellow red shirt over there.
Okay.
And I'll use a momentum to hit.
Okay.
Not sure how many we have left.
Yep, you're down to 1 momentum now. So you generate 2 momentum. But when you shoot it, you can see this shield like cover its body, and it does nothing.
Oh boy, looks like it's on our game. We need to switch to.
And
Something else.
she's like backs away and heads towards the door and turns around behind her, like aiming but not firing, trying to get away, putting Dewall and Quick closer as she's being overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
And as that happens, it actually comes towards Dewall and
Get it.
attempts to smash him with 1 extra die with threat. And then here comes damage. And I'm going to use 2 of those for extra damage, giving you 4. So this thing is grabbing onto you, and it actually smashes its head into your face.
What the? And he just takes the bash into his face. There's nothing to roll, is there?
No. What are you guys gonna do?
I'm gonna grab my phaser if I can,
You can.
and do that same attack if that's possible, or am I using an action to draw it?
Minor action to draw. Yeah.
Okay. So I'll move to here, draw, and try to fire it so he lets him go. Kind of sidestep, so he's not in line of fire.
Go ahead.
This time I do have the focus of.
Yep. Complication and a miss. I'll take the threat. The wall. You see this phaser fire go overhead, and this drone is grabbing your shoulders. What do you do?
Oh, and I know my rifle doesn't work. I'm gonna headbutt it back. That's the only thing I got.
Alright, give me an unarmed.
Crush him, DeWall. Crush him.
I don't have a focus. I don't think with any type of unarmed combat.
You've got to focus for your hard head.
Dueling headbutts.
Yeah.
Hey, I got focus for hand to hand. Would that count?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a hit with a generated 1 momentum.
There we go. Use that.
And then I'd have to declare momentum use beforehand, wouldn't
No, absolutely not.
Alright, so
let me do its challenge dice first, so you know what you're dealing with. Okay, so right now you're at -1.
Yeah, I wouldn't use it to break even because it would do nothing. That
It
would.
would do nothing, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, you headbutt it, and it does.
You can use suspend a momentum and re-roll as many challenge dice.
That's
as
true. You
want.
can. You can re-roll them all if you want.
Yep.
One per momentum.
No,
No,
just
just
one
one.
for all of them. Yes.
One for all. Let's try again.
Yeah. So roll me 5 challenge dice. And hope
Oh
for
man,
some
that's
twos.
sweet.
Oh man.
How many momentum do we have?
3. That's not repeatable though.
I know.
Man, that's cool. You can do that for momentum. That's sweet.
That's why knowing the momentum spins is pretty important.
Yeah.
So as you're locked in hand to hand, she actually knows that her phaser won't work, and she yells, "Does anyone have a disruptor pistol?" And she hits on the comm, and the torpedoes are disappearing. But for her action, she actually takes one of the red devices and actually, she is going to try to throw it onto the Borg. So with that, I'm going to do security and fitness.
That's a good call.
Test difficulty at least, probably a 3. Yeah, somebody. She tries to throw it and it disappears, but does not hit the Borg. But the torpedoes left, and we switch scenes again. And as we do, 18 minutes till self-destruct.
I do not know if there is any way we can deal with this besides entering the room. Unless either of you have any other idea.
Are we going to be able to control the ship without the captain or someone in the chain of command?
We will have to see that. To that instant cancel. At this point, there are too many unknowns. Here is what I suggest. There is one door here, which we are outside, that can get directly in there. We can also enter through the ready room. This would give us, in some ways, a pincer movement. I believe you have a powerful weapon, Ensign Cantrell. I recommend you go through the ready room. Ensign Tala and myself will go through the main door. Distraction should be hopefully enough for you to be able to attack them.
Affirmative, Captain. And she heads over to the ready room, and she says, "I'm awaiting your signal."
Commander Verma looks at Ensign Tala. Ensign, it is unclear the status of the captain. I will leave it up to you. I would recommend at least to stun the Borg away from the chair while we try and deal with the other two. But if it comes down to it, you might have to attack to put the Borg down.
I understand, Commander. Though I do not want to, it is for the survival of everyone else.
You can see Commander Verma wants to say something, but he doesn't say it. Nods his head. Kind of pulls out his phaser.
She takes out her disruptor pistol.
And Commander Verma, before he opens the door, he will charge his phaser.
Yep, we can definitely do that. So Cantrell makes her way around to the ready room and prepares to enter from that way. And you head to the main door, Verma and Tala, are ready to enter that way. I want to finish the scene with the others really quick before we move to there. Because you guys have been talking a lot and they're just shooting, so they're probably a little ahead of you. Okay. Let me swing back over really quick if I can find the scene. Holy moly. There we go. Alright. Ensign Quick, what would you like to do? Or DeWall, actually. Go first.
I guess the wall would go ahead and deliver another headbutt.
Oh, you attacked last, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so maybe would be
Yeah, it
quick.
attempts to hit you again. I'm going to use a threat to do so. That's my threat. And here comes damage. 3.
So another swift headbutt.
Yeah, this time it kind of... Man, how freaking mean do I want to be?
Not that mean.
I can just do a lot with all this threat you guys gave me.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful. Yeah, it just smashes you against the head again with its forearm, dazing you badly. Actually, I'm going to pump the damage by 1 to bring it to 4.
Oh man, he just doesn't even see it coming. Sitting there,
Yep, go ahead.
dazed for a second, you know, and not even silent. Just hear.
What would you like to do, guys?
Is it my turn?
Yes, whoever wants to go.
Is Dewalt on the ground now? He's looking pretty bad.
Yeah, he's right beneath the Borg. The Borg punches him and he drops to a knee.
Taking her idea, if there is one around, I will try it.
You can do it?
Yeah, I'll grab one of those and throw it on that Borg.
Yeah, would you
If that's
like
possible.
would you like to use the momentum? It'll be a difficulty 3.
Yeah, I will definitely use a momentum. And am I just rolling?
You're just roll your attack roll, and then it'll be a difficulty 3. Oh, actually, no. Roll security fitness.
Task security.
I don't know if you have anything that would be applicable.
I have hand to hand.
Okay, yeah, I'll give it to you.
Okay. Come on, give me some love. Task difficulty 3.
3, and you're rolling 3 dice.
Oh. Sorry, let me do that again.
Very cool.
Alright, give me some loving.
No. It actually misses.
There's no way to re-roll anything, is there?
Not for that, no. Well, you... Actually, yeah, because let's say you aimed, right? You aimed, right? No.
Okay.
No, you went to grab it and then you threw it and it missed.
Yeah.
And I'll take a threat for that. DeWall, what do you want to do? Maybe you should do something instead of just attacking it.
Yeah.
Pro tip.
The wall's gonna try to move away.
You can try, but he'll be able to chase you and get you. Maybe he won't even try. Maybe he'll go after somebody else. I don't know.
Is that thing
Yeah.
near him at all? Could he reach that, maybe?
Yeah, it's at their feet.
Oh, it's at
I'll
our
shout,
feet?
Yeah, more or
shout that
less.
to him.
Well, I'm just gonna set that thing on him. I don't know what they're trying to do with it, but I just see a bunch of blinking things
They're right
flying by me.
I'll shout that to him, you know?
Give me
The
a
red
hand.
light.
Yeah, give me a hand to hand. This will be a difficulty 2. You can just roll, and you can use momentum. You can roll your you can just roll your button.
Alright, so you want the hand unarmed and difficulty 2, and I
Yeah,
need.
it'd be difficulty 2.
I use a momentum.
Yes.
Okay.
Not sure what it's gonna do.
So you look at this thing, and what do you do? Like, describe this to me.
So as he just recently got knocked in the face by a metallic forearm, slumps to the ground and sees one of the red things come landing by him, and he kind of dazed and a little bit confused, and he kind of looks over towards the ensign and something just clicks, and he reaches down, grabs it, and just puts it right on the boot of the Borg.
The Borg reaches down and grabs you by the throat and begins to lift you off the ground. Squeezing, you feel your throat begin to close, and then all of a sudden relief as the Borg disappears and you kind of drop to your knees.
And he's just like totally stunned at the moment.
I'll shout over to her and be like, "Get all those off the torpedoes now!" And then try knocking them off with like the butt of my gun and stuff, if I can.
Yeah, you're able to salvage. Go ahead and roll me 3 challenge dice. Yeah, so you're able to salvage 2 torpedoes in this bay.
Oh my gosh.
Out of over 20.
Damn.
That just
I
took
do not
too
want to even
long.
radio that.
And then
Yeah, if we can. Can we use the momentum
for what?
to re-roll that?
Oh yeah, you can use a momentum to re-roll that.
Oh my god. Okay, here we go.
Oh, that's
There
a
we
lot
go.
better. So about 25% of them. So go ahead and role play. You might want to tell the commander whatever you're going to do there. You're not there technically, but you can comm to him.
I'll come over, Commander Verma. Out of breath. It's quick.
Yes, Ensign.
We were only able to save 25% of the torpedoes.
That's excellent work, Ensign. 25% is better than 0. I need you to start looking over those systems, figure out how those torpedoes can be loaded into the tubes, and prepare them for firing. I will let you know when the time is right.
Aye, Commander.
Yeah, you definitely can do that.
And I will look over to the others, and I'll actually tell her to start work on that and try to help DeWalt make sure he's okay if he needs any medical assistance or anything.
Yeah, I mean he's pretty beat up, but he'll survive. But at that point, Verma, what are you going to do? Is it time?
Okay. So at that point, when Verma hears the good news, is just about when he's going to go through the main door. He looks at Ensign Tala and he kind of comm badges Ensign Cantrell. I am preparing to enter, Ensign. As soon as you hear the firing start, proceed and leave the captain or the Borg, who is the captain. I'm unclear at the situation, but currently leave that one as is. Aim to take out the other Borgs in the room.
Affirmative, Captain.
And with that, Commander Verma, who's charged his weapon, is going to go through, see the Borg, and attack.
Okay, you most certainly can.
Cantrell would have tried to position herself closer so that she's ready to
absolutely.
just
You're
walk
good.
in the door.
Mhm.
So
you'd be over
basically
this.
in there.
Yeah.
And she's also taking a look at her tricorder, so she can see when Verma enters the room.
Absolutely you can. So Verma comes in, you shoot this Borg. Go ahead and roll me damage.
One moment. I'm going to leave it for somebody else. But I'd already charged it.
Yep.
I think a phase 1 is basically gives it an intent, if I'm not mistaken.
I think charge does. You can decide, right? It's either area, intense, piercing 2, or vicious 1.
Oh, okay. In that case, I will take the piercing 2.
Okay. So let me roll my challenge dice. See here. So it takes 2 damage.
Nice.
You hit it, it kind of staggers and then turns slowly towards you. Cantrell, why don't you go next? I'm assuming you've all charged already, so you can all be charged if you wish.
Do the disruptors charge?
They do not. They just have vicious 1.
Okay, so she was going to be using the disruptor.
That's fine.
That was just the plan.
Yep, that's fine.
So she enters, and having seen where the Borg is on the tricorder, she just enters and fires immediately.
Okay.
And
You should have a button for your disruptor.
okay, and I'm going to spend 2 momentum.
I think you only have 1.
Oh, one left? Okay.
You can always check by clicking on your token and clicking pull threat. Yeah, you have 1 left.
Oh, okay. No focus because this is not a phaser.
Correct. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you walk into the room and just shoot over its shoulder.
Yeah, got turned around
Yeah.
looking at the tricorder.
Instant law.
Unsintala will step into the room and something to kind of at least maybe stun or at least distract the Borg kind of in front of them because it's really close. She's gonna see if she can aim, maybe if she can assess some non-essential systems maybe in front of it. She can aim at it to fire and kind of cause a spark.
Sure. So you're not shooting at it directly, you're shooting at something next to it?
Yeah, basically to see if she can like kind of dazzle it or something to...
Sure.
So it's not going to come straight towards them.
Yeah, sure, you can try.
Okay.
Just go ahead and give me a roll. Difficulty 2 sounds good.
Oh. I don't know why I want 1, but...
Oh, that's fine. That's probably when I set up the disruptor pistol. Yeah, it just shoots you shoot the panel there, and it just kind of misses and hits the frame around it, and this kind of dull glow on the metal. And they turned to look at you, and they were surprised. So you can go again, but now they're aware of you.
Okay. Minor action to charge the phaser.
And that's a hit.
Ooh.
Let's have here. Yeah, it just hits its body and does nothing.
No, that's what I was.
Yep.
It's for charged. So piercing 2.
Yep, and I rolled a 5, so that's...
Per effect. So that's 3 effects. So it's piercing of 6.
Oh, it's per effect. I see.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so it just hits it for 3.
Yep.
Anything else you want to do?
At this point, no. So I'm just trying to get through these
Whittle it
Borg. And,
down. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it hits it and it just, staggers slightly. Cantrell, why don't you go next?
Is aiming? Is that
Yep,
a
you can aim. Yep, aiming will let you re-roll a d20.
okay?
That's a hit. So that's 6 damage because of Vicious 1. And let me roll my... Oh, man. Just, you're just surprised it doesn't do much to the thing. It just staggers a bit and then stares at you blankly.
Crap.
Ensign.
Realizing her distraction techniques are not going to work, she decides to aim at the Borg itself and fires at it. Oh, I would aim as well.
Yeah, you aim, so you can re-roll that 0. Just roll a d10, or a d20. You need below a 13. 13 or below. Yeah, just maybe it's just the state of what's happening in the room, or maybe it's just nerves. Who knows? But you just miss. At that point, you see the captain, this Borg creature, tap on some sort of thing on her neck, and through the tricorder, the sensors on the tricorder, Zypher, that would be Cantrell. There are other Borg coming from other entrances. So I'll spend 3 threat for 3 reinforcements.
Reinforcements incoming, Verma.
Ensign Cantrell, I believe you have a phaser, right? Can you please use that rather than the disruptor? We need to clear these Borg off this bridge as quickly as possible.
I can.
You also have your other people that are not too far away. The Borg begin to move, however. This one immediately comes after Cantrell and swings his hand at her head. And I'm going to use a threat for an extra dice.
Does my focus and hand-to-hand help at all?
Only for attacking.
That's what I thought.
There's not really a defending, unless you have a talent that does something.
I don't think so. Let me look, but I don't think so.
Clubs you. My damage.
No.
4. I'm going to use 2 of that extra to do. I'll just do the 4 for now.
Now I do have tough.
Okay.
What does it?
I believe
reduces?
it just gives you avoidant injury. So yeah, I'll do it. Why not? So I'm going to spend 2 threat to bump my damage. Actually, what momentum that I've generated. So that would put you at 6. So you're hit for 6. So normally this would cause you an injury and knock you unconscious. But you can spend 1 momentum to prevent that.
Well, absolutely, yes.
Okay.
So I was able to spend the momentum to prevent the injury because of tough, or because of that.
So normally it costs 2.
Got it. That's what I thought. Okay.
Yep. So that puts you at 0 momentum. And we haven't been doing untapped potential crap. Yeah. So I think it's on a roll though, right? When you.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll try to remember it, I guess.
For a task which they bought one or more additional dice with either momentum or
Oh,
threat.
you have to buy
they
a
roll-
dice. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So next, this Borg heads into the two of you. Verma, high or low?
Low.
Text to law. Just gonna do a normal unarmed 2 dice. Yes. Hit. 2. I'll use that extra for an extra damage, giving you 3 damage. So this thing comes up and just looks at both of you and just smacks Tala across the face. This Borg begins to come towards you guys. Doesn't quite get there. The other one's just arrived in the scene. What would you guys like to do? Knowing that the other 3 security officers are not too far away at this point.
Commander Verma is going to reach out to Crewman O'Connor again on the comm badge.
This time, actually, she comes through. Yes, Commander.
I want you to take everybody that's on this bridge except for Tala, myself, and Cantrell and vent them into space with the transporter right now.
It's only partially operational. I'll be able to do one at a time.
Start it.
And all of a sudden,
and he'll say, "Do it to the captain first."
The captain?
Yes, that's an order.
And all of a sudden, the captain disappears. So should be able to remove 1 Borg per round.
Awesome. Your turn, right?
It is your turn.
I'm going to, with not attacking, I'm going to use the rest of the turn to call in Officer Duval and Ensign Quick to the bridge. Double time it. Leave the torpedoes for now.
So what do you guys do as your commander?
I look over to the others and nod to them. Aye, Commander, on our way. Let's double time it then. You heard him.
Alright, you're gonna get there next round. So where you are. Alright. You can still go, Verma.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
If that's the case, then I don't. Would I still get a minor action after I did all of that, or just not?
Yeah, let's not do the minor action.
Okay, sounds good. 2d20. No, because misses on the drone that's coming at Ensign Tala.
Yep. You just miss. It's just 2 in your face and. Alright. Cantrell, after it smashes you in the head.
Yeah, the commander told her to try the phaser rifle, and she's used to taking orders, so she's going to do that. Did the drone take any damage last round?
1. He has 1 damage.
1?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think it's more important to hit, so I'm going to do aim.
Okay.
So
you can re-roll all dice or 1 dice. You probably only want to do 1.
Yeah.
That is a miss.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think there's an applicable determination situation either.
Maybe, but you need to use it before you roll. So.
Yeah.
Ensign. Yeah, don't forget about your determinations. It's a good point.
Mm-hmm. So just to confirm, considering like the disruptor pistols were something more, that these ones are not immune to the weaponry, correct?
They've been shot and they appear not to be.
Well, since the one drone is extremely close and she doesn't seem to be very effective with the disruptor pistol, she's going to attempt like she did before and see if she's successful in the whole
Nerve pinch it.
nerve pinch it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yep. Give it the clamps.
You have a button for it. Yeah.
I'm gonna pay a threat.
Oh, you're gonna pay a threat. Okay.
Yes, I am.
Go for it. Well, that's definitely a hit, generating 2 momentum. All right, so you're gonna have to tell me how this works, but.
All right. Oh boy.
Let me look at your shit.
Yeah, I'm just trying to look at nerve pinch.
Okay. Yeah, we
non-lethally
definitely
incapacitate assailants.
did. Yep. So you can use science. Oh, actually, you used daring and science. Oh, yeah, it's working. Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, roll me damage, and yeah, you just need to get a 5.
All right.
Yes!
But he gets to do resistance.
Clamps.
So here goes
Clamp.
nothing for it. 3. You can bump damage. Oh my god, again! This thing.
Oh my goodness.
It's bad luck.
They've got their elite Borg on the bridge.
They are. I don't even know.
I don't think there's really anything you can do.
But I did get to roll that extra challenge dice for untapped potential for buying the
yep,
threat.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Run that. Ooh.
I think. Do you just
I think
get
that's 2 momentum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we gain 2 more momentum.
Okay, you're up to 4.
Sweet.
All right.
So she attempts and it doesn't go through.
The Borg on Cantrell swings again. Hits. We'll just do 2 damage. So this time it strikes you again, but not nearly as hard. And then below, this Borg continues to attack Tala. Kind of moves this way just a bit and swings. Hit, but you get a momentum.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'm going to say that this thing hits you, but the way it hits you kind of stumbles, and I'm going to let you have 2 resistance dice against it, whatever its damage is. So 3. So go ahead and roll me 2 challenge dice. So yeah, you only take 1. So it kind of hits you, but it stumbles at the same time, and so it doesn't hit you very flush. And then this guy basically walks down and attempts to attack Verma.
Hey, Ted.
Yeah.
Could you pause for a minute and jump into VC2?
Sure. Hold on 1 second. So.
Hey, man. So I was looking at the Resistance. The resistance, I think, is static too.
No, it says roll. If you look at it, let me find it. The Borg. Hold on one second.
Or is it just like special for the Borg?
Yeah, hold on. Let me bring up the way the Borg reads. So it says, Machine 3. Creature is not living, blah, 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 blah. Further, the machine's sturdy construction grants resistance equal to X. So hold on. I thought it was...
Because when I look at combat, it's... Where's combat?
Just look at resist. Where's resistance? That's the keyword, right? Where the hell is it? Come on.
Page 174. Yeah, so only when it's cover is when you roll the challenge die for circumstantial or inconsistent protection. Otherwise, it's static, unless the Borg have something like.
No, it just says okay. Let's flip back over. It's fine.
Okay.
All right. All right.
Oh, shh.
Good. Okay. So, whose turn was it? It was. This one was attacking Verma, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alright, here we go. Yeah, roll it.
Blip.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
So, that would give you an injury, Verma. You can spend two momentum to prevent it, unless you have a talent.
Hold on. No. I'm going to use the 2 momentum.
Okay. Okay, let me give you that stress. And the other Borg are going to begin to attempt to get in. So they're moving, but it's slow from different parts of the ship. This one comes up. He's about right here. And now it is your turn. And this Borg in front of Talad disappears as it is energized into space. And well, let's go inside the bridge and then those coming afterwards. Well, we just go top to bottom. Cantrell, you go first.
Okay. She's going to use momentum.
Okay.
And again, she's doing aim.
You rolled one too many dice. Unless you're using...
2 momentum?
Okay, so
3 momentum.
Yeah, you'd have to spend 3 momentum for... You can do
Oh.
that. You can do that. That's fine. Yeah, because you're going to gain a lot back, and then I'll give myself a threat for that last one since you didn't have that many. So now you gained... Okay, so you gained 3 momentum back. And that's a hit. Go ahead and roll damage. 7 damage. So it is -3. I apparently have been rolling for resistance, and that's only in cover. So
okay.
It's -3 before. Now you have momentum. You can pump damage to put it at 5 if you want. And what we all know
Yeah.
is that will kill him.
5's the magic number.
Yeah,
So
5 is the
yes.
magic number.
So we're going to use a momentum for that.
Okay, let me do one thing. Alright, and that was... Okay. So how does that look as you shoot this thing point blank range and destroy it?
It's pounding on me, and I've got this rifle, which is a little unwieldy, in this close range, but she uses a little bit of her know-how with the hand-to-hand combat to position the rifle, it's just right at its neck, because she knows it's got all those connections, those electrical connections coming out the back, and she fires it and kind of blows a hole through the center of his neck and also severing a bunch of those connections in back, and it stumbles and falls down inert.
Okay. Let's do Tala.
Right, Tala will look to him. There's one thing. She'll look over to the Borg, who's by the commander's chair, but not wanting to leave Commander Verma hanging, she takes a step back before taking aim and firing at the drone.
Okay.
And how much? I won't spend.
There you go. Generator
And-
momentum.
Mm-hmm.
Damage.
Mm.
You can spend a momentum to re-roll as many dice as you want, or it's going to be nullified.
Yeah, gonna definitely spend to reroll.
Okay. Yeah, it just hits it in the back and doesn't do anything.
Well, with vicious.
Oh, you're using that? Oh, okay, so vicious. So actually, vicious would be 6 minus 3, so it'd do 3. And then you could pump damage if you wanted. I don't know how much momentum you have. You have 2 momentum, so you could pump to 5. Yep.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, you shoot it with this disruptor pistol, and it actually disintegrates, just like Ensign Kruger disintegrated.
Oh.
And let me roll one thing. Okay. All right, backup. What do you do? That's quick and the wall. Vicious is for disruptor pistols.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Quick will bust in through the door, and he has his disruptor rifle in hands, and is going to move straight in.
Yep.
Door automatically opens.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And how far can we move?
You can move into this top section,
Okay.
or you can move 2 and not fire.
Is there any cover behind this in this area here?
You can take cover here. Cover is
Okay, yeah.
only good for range, though. Yep.
And at that point, I wouldn't be able to fire. Yeah.
Yeah, you can fire. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You just can't
Okay.
aim.
Okay. I'll take a shot at
Yep.
Borg Tactical there.
Yeah, that's a miss. But yeah, you did not aim because you moved. So you move in and shoot. Sim.
Alright.
Also, do you want to pay me a threat or become a Borg?
Sorry, guys. I don't like threats no more. I'm just gonna work it out from here on out.
Just give up.
I just gave it to myself, so go ahead.
All right. So, seeing it's a quick going, Petty Officer DeWall is gonna go ahead and follow in suit as well. A little slower, a little more withering as he does it. And it's only Borg in there, huh? So he's gonna, with his phaser, you know, because that's what he has, a phaser 3. I don't think he has a disruptor. He's gonna go ahead and try.
Go ahead.
How much momentum do we have?
0.
Oh, that worked. And he will aim.
You moved. You
Well, I
get it.
moved. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh,
Oh, baby.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
2. Generate 2 momentum. Oh my.
Man, that's
So
Wow.
you obliterate this thing. How does that look?
yeah. Being in pain, lifting this rifle up, lifting the phaser rifle, seeing the drone sitting there, not wanting to dance around with it like, you know, another drone again. He just takes aim right at the centered mass and shoots.
Yeah, it just... You put a massive hole in the thing, and it just careens over and crashes to the ground. At that point, these Borg enter, but as they do, they both are immediately transported into space, leaving you all in the bridge without any Borg. You do hear like thudding in the hallway next to you where there's at least 6 Borg trying to get in, but the door is shut. And even if they pry the door open, there's shielding which do not allow them in. You hear self-destruct in 10 minutes.
It's still going.
Commander Verma, clutching his side, starts walking up to the bridge. He hits his comm badge, trying to reach the USS Freedom.
Yeah, yes, Commander. Yes, Commander.
Commander asks, so Lieutenant asks Lieutenant Jeffries to transport 2. I believe it would take him 4 tries. I want him to transport 2 of those to the Saturn.
To the Saturn?
Yes.
Where
And then
in the Saturn?
There is a transporter pad that is activated. Please reach out, and he's going to help him get in touch with the Connor.
Yes, sir. So you're wanting to transport 2 of the radioactive cargo to the transporter pad?
Yes.
Okay.
So basically, then the 2 transporters can start transporting, you know, in tandem. One when it comes time to transport it right around.
Oh
the
yeah, I
cube.
see what you mean. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and after a few moments, done.
Stand by.
Commander, how are we going to shut off this self-destruct?
Yes, that is the next thing. Petty officer is security, Quick is security, Ensign Cantrell is security, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. He looks to Quick, Cantrell, and Dual. How many of you are required to load torpedoes?
I mean, the torpedoes are already loaded.
Oh, they're loaded? Okay, so
they're ready. You just have to use tactical.
Okay. So there was no. It was not a very
No. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Commander Verma is going to try and assess the bridge situation, get a read on all the systems to get an idea of how we can stop the self-destruct.
Yeah, so there's a couple things. You know that there are the typical way is the captain and the first officer, voice activated, can shut it off. That's obviously not a possibility currently.
Mhm.
So there is you know that there is a roundabout way to do this. It takes many people. Luckily, you have several people. There needs to be a bypass of the primary systems to the secondary systems. And then, as everybody's kind of looking at these controls together, it appears that the power grid needs to be bypassed. There is a binary firewall that has been installed. Hold on, I'm sorry. That's not true. There's no binary firewall. Apologies. You would need to reroute the tactical systems on the bridge and recalibrate those same systems at the same time. And you will need to use your own personal authorization keys, but you're going to have to enter them into the system. And then finally, someone is going to have to actually go down a adjoining Jeffries tube and make a physical bypass there as well. So there's a lot of things to do, and these are various extended tasks that you have to do. If that makes sense.
Sure. So physical computers.
Yep, so I know I ran through. So there's an engineering reason task, which is to repair the power grid and bypass the primary system to the power. Okay, this would be something Tala could do. There is a reroute bridge tactical systems, which is something Quick can do. Recalibrate the bridge tactical systems. That's something Cantrell can do. And then there's enter your keys, which is something you can do. And then there's physically bypassing the primary system, which is you're going to have to move to do that, and that would be DeWall. So the way this is set up to do all these things simultaneously, they're all extended tasks, and you each have your own personal tasks to do in tandem. You have 10 minutes left until self-destruct, and each turn of work takes 1 minute. Everything must be done in order to bypass the self-destruct. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Yep.
Yep.
Roger that.
Okay. So, game mechanically, how do we do this?
Yep, so the way it works is extended tasks work like such. If you see those icons over to the right, one of them is for each of you. If you go over there and click current task, it will tell you what each of them need and are. So essentially, you're trying to get down your work track to 0, or get enough breakthroughs that equal your magnitude. A breakthrough is essentially getting a 5 on a challenge dice. You roll as many challenge dice as your discipline, or whichever one that is, that you use on the task. So, for instance, looking at Cantrell's, she needs 12 work. The difficulty is 1, the resistance is 1, and the magnitude is 2. This means you would roll whatever your task is, and yours is a security daring. So, security daring, and at a difficulty 1. If you succeed, then you can roll your security, your challenge dice, and the amount of your security, and that's how much work is done. If you hit 5, and you can spend momentum to do this, then that is a breakthrough. Either if you get to 0 work, or work completed 12, I should say, or 2 breakthroughs, you complete your task. Does that sound right, Zypher?
Yes, that's correct. So for every 5 that you generate, that's 1 breakthrough.
Yes.
And for every work and once you complete the track, that's 1 breakthrough.
Yes. Or you can do 2 you can complete the task without going through all the work, right? If you have enough breakthroughs. Say for instance you rolled 5 twice and you had 10 work complete but 2 breakthroughs, you're done.
Got it. I've got it conceptually.
Yeah, I'll work you through these. So let's just go let's do Verma first. So
wait, so that's what I was getting at. So I just rolled my current task. I want all of you to roll your current task, and we'll RP this, but mechanically tell me who has the least difficulty.
Okay.
So if you click on those extended task tokens and say ZZZ current task.
And my difficulty is 2.
Okay.
My difficulty says 0.
Nice.
Oh, I didn't realize it. Okay, so we're not the security whatever was already calculated in.
What do you mean?
Okay, so we click on current task, and that for me is a security daring.
Oh, so yes, I'll tell you what you roll. Just click on the. Make sure you click on the extended tasks over there to the right, and then click your current tasks on that. So if you if you do it off yourself, it's not going to work.
Okay, I wanted to actually spend a determination because this is the perfect situation where one of her values is I have to be better than my peers.
So before we get there, so the thing that you guys are missing is that the difficulty. You need to hit that many number of successes, which means as we start rolling these, we need momentum. Ideally, you want to start with the least difficult task so that you can generate a lot of momentum and then works up to the higher difficulty task.
Yeah, so that makes sense.
So that's why I was asking if you guys could just read out your individual difficulties. We can then role play into saying who should go first.
Yeah, I think Cantrell's is the least difficult. It's a 1.
Yeah.
Cantrell's is 1? Okay.
So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to use the determination for that if I can to get the success.
Yep, so you get an automatic success and then you roll.
Okay.
And do you have a focus for what you're doing? I think you do because it's tactical systems.
Yes.
So that means you would have a 2. You had 2 successes right off the bat.
Okay, and then I just click on the current task.
You're going to need to roll. So you go ahead and roll your tasks, security, daring.
Okay. And the dice pool is still just 2d20.
Unless you want to spend momentum or something, yeah. You've already got 2 successes, so and your difficulty is 1, so keep that in mind.
Yeah, and how many momentum do we have right now? I don't want to click off the screen.
2.
We have 2.
All right. Well, you got to spend it to make it, so I'm going to spend 1.
Okay. So you're rolling 3 dice.
Yep.
And untap potential.
Yeah, you can go ahead and roll 1 challenge dice.
Okay.
Thank you for remembering that, man. Oh, and there you go.
Oh, effect.
That's a threat.
Yeah.
1 plus effect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you get a momentum.
Okay, so total, how many successes was that? I had the
4.
2 automatic. 4. Yeah, just one short.
Well, that's not so. So successes and your work is a little different. So now you have 4. You have 4 successes. You generated 3 momentum. Okay.
Okay.
Now you roll your discipline
Oh, okay.
and challenge dice. So you
Got
did daring security. So I believe security is what you're going to roll. So you're going to roll challenge dice, whatever your security is. So I think it's 4. So,
Yeah. Let me look. I don't know. I have to look at my character sheet, but it's high.
I'm pretty sure it's 4.
It says on the roll, daring 9, security 4. So you
Mhm.
roll four of the challenge die.
Yep.
Okay.
4 challenge dice. So there you go. So you got 5. So that's 1 breakthrough.
Cool.
So let me add that. Breakthrough 1. Work 5. And you can spend momentum to, add things, right?
Like an advantage to the next person or something.
No, you could do more work. Like if you had 5 momentum, you could spend it all and do 10 work in one shot, and that means you would have. Well, I think conceptually that would be. I would have to look at that if it would be 2, but I don't. Yeah, you don't have that much anyway. But
I think I'm going to leave the momentum for the next person to possibly be able to make another breakthrough.
okay.
So Ensign Cantrell says, "All right, that's a good start."
Okay. Who wants to go next? Lots of momentum in the pool.
I'll go next. And you said it was, and is it engineering?
Yeah, yours is engineering and reason.
Okay. I'm going to spend a momentum. For this, my difficulty is 2. I do have an applicable focus.
I'll go after you, I guess.
Alright. Okay.
Great.
I'm also going to roll that extra challenge die.
Your difficulty is 3, really? I think it's 2, right?
Oh, sorry, I meant to put 2.
Okay,
My apologies.
just making sure. So generated 2 momentum. So you're going to roll. You get more challenge. Oh, that's for untapped potential. Gotcha.
Yeah, that was just for that.
Okay.
So my challenge
4.
4. I also have. It does say. I think it's resistance 2, but I do have intense scrutiny. But I didn't roll any effects, unfortunately. And then it has resistance 2.
Okay.
So I'm guessing that's 1 work.
That would be 1 work. You can use a momentum to re-roll, just like any other damage die.
Oh yes, to reroll. I will use another momentum to reroll 2 of the challenge die.
Okay.
I'm sorry, role-playing wise, we're trying to take back over tactical systems and all that stuff.
Yeah, you're trying to essentially bypass the normal self-destruct sequence.
Okay.
So 5 minus 2.
Oh, because of intense scrutiny, because I got an effect that takes away. Give me one moment. Using you may ignore up to 2 resistance for every effect rolled.
There you go.
So it is a breakthrough.
So it's 5 and a breakthrough for you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So how does that look?
So Tala's intensely focusing on kind of I think it's rerouting, like the power and kind of reconfiguring it. And it's just kind of all snapping into place. She's pushing out the thoughts of her friend kind of being disintegrated, her mother being spaced, turned into a Borg, and just everything she has is focused into this task. And it's going a lot better than she anticipated. She looks back to Commander Verma. Everything is going well on this end, Commander.
Excellent. Ensign, quick, proceed.
Ensign Quick goes over to the tactical station and starts to punch in on the keys. He is...
Yeah, you are. I'm sorry. So security control.
You can use momentum. There's 5. We cannot go higher than 6. So there's no point storing it.
Oh, I also have a tactical
Yeah, so you'd have focus.
focus, yeah, tactical systems.
Yeah, you have focus on this.
Okay, so I'm hitting on extended tasks and hitting...
Now, just you're gonna roll. The extended task just gives you the details of what you're working
the
on.
information. Sorry.
Yeah, so you're gonna roll security and then control. Difficulty for you is 2. So this task is very difficult, but it's not. It's very difficult to do, but it shouldn't take you a long time once you get it. That's the gist. Were you going to use a momentum?
Yes, I will.
Okay, go ahead. Next time we'll just say it beforehand, but just roll 1d10. Or I'm sorry, 1d20.
Come on.
15 or lower. Yep. So 2. So it's a success. Go ahead and roll a challenge dice for your security. So 4 challenge dice.
And I also have untapped potential.
Yeah, you didn't roll an effect though.
4 challenge dice.
I think. Is that how it works?
No, if he buys
no,
it.
it's
If he buys it. So he bought it, so go ahead and...
Yeah,
and he
just,
succeeded.
yeah, just go ahead and roll 1 then.
So that's another challenge dice.
Yeah, that's just for untapped potential for momentum. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So you only did 1, and that resistance would be a 0, so you can use a momentum to re-roll those dice if you wanted.
Yes, please.
Okay, let's do that.
So that'll be 4 challenge dice again.
Yep. Unless you just want to roll 3.
Or actually, is it 5 altogether?
No, the untapped potential doesn't count.
Okay. Come on.
3. And your resistance is...
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not right. So that's actually only 1
Okay.
on work.
So Quick's brow is furrowed, and he's tapping on the keys, and you can tell he's frustrated, but he's continuing to try on there.
Okay, who's next?
The wall.
Alright, the wall being in the Jeffries too, with trying to fiddle around with things to get the bypass. What am I rolling here?
You are rolling... Sorry. Security fitness. You're basically just running.
Alright. And then I'll go ahead and use a momentum as well, just in case.
Okay.
And I wouldn't have a focus for this, I don't think. Let me see.
No, probably not.
Test it. 2.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your security. And challenge dice.
Alright. How many dice is that again?
5.
I look right at it.
Okay. So you're all. Yep. Okay. I got that marked down. Go ahead and. I can tell this is not working the way I expected, so I'm kind of going to do something else. So why don't you guys kind of just role play what this is all looking like as you shut down the self-destruct.
So basically, on the bridge, Commander Verma is trying to direct all the ensigns into their positions, and as they keep sounding off, go no go from each of their stations, he starts, going through the sequence, the main sequence of disabling each subsystem that's connected to the unit that's actually controlling the self-destruct.
And what's
And good.
I was just going to tell other people to jump in, techno babble away or whatever. Go ahead, Verma, though, if you weren't done.
Yeah, so he's gonna call out to Ensign Cantrell and it's like, are those are the what's the word?
Yeah, make up whatever you want.
Yeah. Are the technical systems overridden the secondary fault lines?
1 second, Commander. Got it.
Ensign Quick, have you overridden the tactical systems that's negating the self-destruct disablement?
I'm having trouble. I'm having trouble with the tactical systems linking up to and breaking through. You can tell he's kind of bothered by sweating. He's thinking about Petty Officer DeWall, and but finally he's like, I've got it, sir. We're all through.
Excellent work, Ensign. He turns to Tala and is like, have you overridden those tertiary and the tertiary bypass systems and disabled the primary computer?
I'm still working on it at the moment, Commander. I'll get them done as soon as possible.
And
Excellent.
As you're kind of looking at it to lie, you see a breakthrough and you're able to do that almost as soon as you're done saying that to him. I'm just kind of skipping all the extended task stuff. I don't know if you just did the way.
She kind of puts in the last chit, looking around, closing up, finishing rerouting, looks back to the Commander. Oh, complete, Commander.
And he calls out, Petty Officer DeWall, are you there yet? At the secondary switch, you need to bypass it. We're running out of time.
Yes, Commander, I have just arrived.
Flip it now.
And he'll go ahead and flip it.
Yeah, you crank this huge lever down, which seems very archaic for this thing, and then you just hear this kerthunk, and then voice commands activated for Commander Verma.
Computer, give me system readout for engineering. Give me system readout for tactical. Give me system readout for environmental.
All your displays begin to light up, and as the computer complies.
Computer, I want you to load all forward torpedo bays with photon torpedoes. And he looks at Ensign Cantrell and Ensign Quick. Ensigns, please start targeting these locations on the Borg cube. And he would have written a couple of locations like kind of around the Borg cube.
Mm-hmm.
Ensign Tala, can you please transmit these coordinates to both Ensign Crewman O'Connor and Lieutenant Jeffries on the USS Freedom? I want them to start beaming those radioactive material to those locations.
Yes, Commander. And she'll do as asked, kind of sending over the coordinates.
Ensign Quick will look a little bit more stoic now about what he's doing, a little more focused. Aye, Commander. I've targeted the structural components outside the Borg cube.
I've got mine targeted. Waiting your signal.
Excellent. Commander Verma looks at Ensign Tala. Do you wish to say a few words to the Borg?
And as if on cue, in front of you on the display, you see where communications near Tala, incoming transmission.
On screen.
And Vincent Tala puts it on the screen.
There on the screen is Captain Benson, but a very odd-looking Captain Benson. Half her face is metallic. She has a tube in one nose and both ears. Part of her hair is scraped back and full of metal. Her neck is covered. She says, "We are the Borg. Resistance is futile. Your individuality will be brought into our own."
Commander Verma by that time has come to the con station and he looks back to Ensign Tala.
She's... At this point, it's extremely difficult for her to kind of control that stoicness. And her face is twitching, trying not to show kind of that look of shock and horror that she's feeling. Unfortunately, it's slowly failing, and she kind of grips the console. She looks to the display.
When Ensign Tala says no more, Commander Verma grips the con console, looks straight at the Borg captain. "We are the Federation. We give you this one opportunity to turn back now and leave this quadrant. If not, we will be forced to fire upon you. You have 5 seconds to comply."
Resistance is futile. You will be assimilated. Your consciousness will be...
Commander Verma raises his hand when they say that and signals Ensign Cantrell and Ensign Quick to start firing.
Yes, sir.
So explain to me what you're doing exactly.
So this is all happening in tandem.
Mm-hmm.
While the torpedoes are being loaded, Lieutenant Jeffries from the USS Freedom would have put 2 payloads of radioactive material on, say, like 2 sides of the cube, like the left and the right side. And then crewman O'Connor would have put 2 more payloads of radioactive material from the USS Saturn, say, on the top and the bottom of the cube.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ensign Cantrell and Ensign Quick are going to fire our photon torpedoes at those 4 locations, followed by immediate salvo of additional photon torpedoes being fired at the cube.
Mm-hmm.
These torpedoes fire at this cargo, this mystery cargo, mysterious, which you were ordered to bring here. The image of Captain Benson, or what was Captain Benson, disappears immediately. Let me, one second, let me swing this over.
this is the first time that Quick has seen the captain in that state, or even knew about it, really, I think. So he was kind of shocked when she came up onto the display and was looking at everybody, but didn't hesitate when Commander said to fire. Especially he was looking at Tala for her response.
Tala, at this point, looked away from the view screen, unable to watch.
The view screen turns to space in this massive cube around you. The torpedoes fire, hitting their mark, and something strange happens. Instead of an explosion, it's implosion. Space ripples and tears, and suddenly there's a black whirling in space as if it was a black hole. And the cube careens slightly, and suddenly, as if a rubber band is snapped, is sucked into this hole, which closes behind it.
What just happened?
That's a good question, Ensign Cantrell. I, for one, do not know. And when Commander Verma you guys could all see that he had gripped the console pretty hard. He turns around. Ensign Cantrell, being an empath, she would feel an extreme sense of relief come over Verma. You're free to read it as if the bluff worked or or whatever. But he turns around and he looks at all of you. That was some quite fine work, ensigns. He looks at Tala and gives her a nod but doesn't say anything. It is still unclear to me what cargo we were carrying, but it definitely had properties. Well, we all saw what happened. We'll have to send a full report to Starfleet. They might be able to enlighten us of what we were carrying. I want you, Petty Officer Duval, to report back to Sick Bay. See Dr. Kaiser. Get yourself checked out.
All right, Captain. The Commander.
Yeah, as you're saying that, the computer says self-destruct in 1 minute.
Commander?
And Commander Verma kind of like face palms. Like the face palm is exactly like Picard. He turns around. Yes, Ensign Cantrell, now would be a good time to turn it off.
I think it requires your voice.
Yeah, it's waiting for your voice to...
This is Commander Verma. Authorization Alpha 910 XAX. Self-destruct sequence deactivate.
Self-destruct deactivated. Emergency protocols. And then the computer goes silent.
Ensign Tala, if you're up to it, I could use your help on the bridge. Same goes to you, Ensign Cantrell and Ensign Quick. There is a lot of work to be done. A lot of subsystems need to be brought back online. Need to reach out to Starfleet through subspace communications. Start repairing the ship.
Sure. Maybe scan and see if there are survivors we didn't know about.
As you're scanning, something becomes clear that you didn't notice when... Yeah, my music stopped working.
Bravo.
L20.
One second.
Just hum it out. Just hum it out.
I gotta get something to work. You notice that. I'm gonna just whisper you.
Captain. I mean, Commander. I'm sorry. Force of habit.
Yes, Ensign.
The freedom. It's not here. It's. I'm not picking it up anywhere. Oh no. Could it have been sucked into that hole along with the cube?
Double check those readings, Ensign.
Double checking.
Yeah, it's gone. When you replay the sensor logs, it does appear that it was sucked out into that hole as well.
Commander.
All of you would see Commander Verma kind of become a little weak at his feet, and he grips. By the time he's a little closer to the captain's chair, he doesn't sit in it, but he holds it to kind of steady himself. What have I done?
What you had to do, sir.
But Ensign, Lieutenant Drella, Lieutenant Jeffries.
We all knew what we were doing when we joined Starf. They gave their lives to protect the entire Federation. We will honor their memories and their sacrifice.
Well, perhaps they're not even dead.
Cantrell just raises an eyebrow.
Commander Verma raises an eyebrow as well. Lieutenant Tala, I want you to start firing probes into other the space distortions still there, or have they disappeared?
It's completely disappeared. It was only there for a matter of 10-15 seconds.
I want you to fire those sensor probes out in that direction right now. And Sintala, I want all data around the vicinity of the cubes.
Yes, Commander. Ensign Talaz. The Stoic looks back, but it's a lot more somber. There is definitely a feeling of sadness, not really relief in the whole situation. But she quickly goes about her task, sending out the probe.
As you send out the probes into space and begin to gather the readings of the area, a lot of questions are to be asked. Your ship is heavily damaged. Subspace communications are completely destroyed. Some of the antimatter was stolen, and various other parts of the warp drive were damaged, limiting your warp. Many of your torpedoes were stolen, limiting your defenses. Here in the Shackleton Expanse, you're alone. Whatever the mysterious cargo you were carrying, it is now gone as well, and caused a very strange reaction that, through a hunch of Commander Verma, saved your lives. Throughout the ship, there are no Borg remaining. They're either dead or gone, transported out of the ship just before the self-destruct sequence, and the Borg ship disappeared. You do have several prisoners, the Lurians and a Ferengi. If the Lurian mercenary ship is still in the area, which the Lurians claimed was cloaked, you have no idea where it is. And as you look into space, contemplating these things, the credits roll, and the end of the episode has come. And that is it.
All right.
Oh, that's a classic season ender.
That was a stinker, guys. Sorry. That was a stinker.
Did DeWalt live?
Pay me a threat. Every scene he's in forever. Pay me a threat.
Is there even a medical crew back there? Is this walking? Oh, I guess that's only one.
Ghost is there to help you.
Yeah.
He becomes just like a part Borg.
Yeah, you're like 7 of
Awesome.
9 with no
Oh.
tits.
Exactly.
Please, I was like, get the tits.
Yes, you